barf, but his hand. Anyway, these people, they will literally contend that they don't notice that let's not put stumbling blocks in one another's way. It's a spiritual matter. It's between yourself and God. And of course, nobody proceeds to the Father except through the Son, right? You ever heard that? Because Jesus proceeds forth from the Father. And then like us, he's the main vine. And then anyway, the point is they'll suggest that you're not even a Christian if you don't understand that not even a scrap of grass fell on one shrine. If you even verbatim read it, Adam and Eve were allowed to eat any fruit in the garden, right? Except for so what about them? They, let alone there were animals, right? They could have, eaten a scrap of these people, but demonstrably other fruit would have been, they do know that, but then they just say focus on Genesis 1 through 11 is the most controversial, right? Who can speak to it, right? Dimly through a mirror, and has absolutely nothing to do with if you're a Christian or not. Not one thing, your interpretation of what that might mean. So, and then because I know their play, I just point it out right away. Right? You're trying to use this to bug people and steal salvation and make no point whatsoever other than trouble. But with the Christian spin, the same as all these people are doing for everything. And putting stumbling blocks and rigging it and clickbait. It's so demonstrably, why bother with it? Because of course, they don't like that when you point out, nah. It's what's in your heart, period. It's between you and God. So in the exact same way that Jesus railed against the Pharisees and the legalistics of these people, the exact same way with scripture, they do know that. They do know that's all they do is go around in circles in all the ways they don't care once and they wouldn't even blink. They don't they're do unto others exactly what they say to do unto others. You're not allowed to talk to them. It's a very, sometimes it's we need unity, let's forgive here. With other people, they'll attack to the point of marginalizing and attacking to the point of it's a religion and an ingredient in their cult Kool-Aid. And we say that for ourselves if we be me. But this is just so fake. And then they don't know that the same account that you can just click on an account in Twitter and see what they're about, let alone it's that Facebook jockey retard. Like I said, even 5 years ago, I pointed out they're not allowed to deal in good faith with it. Aren't you that nut who posts all this stuff, right? I know who you are, but it's that exact, they're not even allowed to blink. They have to be disingenuous. They have to prove something. They can't, especially if they're dealing with Tigger from whatever the thing, right? Anyway, I doubt I'll post this, but it's worth pointing out. These people are intentional. And what about that scrap of grass, when it doesn't even say that there was no actual animals eating or death before God killed an animal and clothed Adam and Eve with it? Even if you try to approach it verbatim, day would not have to mean 24-hour span of time. These people act like if you don't agree with that interpretation, feeling, what I meant by the word feel, by the way, is you felt the best thing to do in that situation is attack, and gotcha with a blade of grass, even though you've read it, and clearly the fruit was fair game. So what about a blade of grass? You're so full of shit and you know it, and didn't speak once to the whole point of it, which is you're putting stumbling blocks just because you hate Paul and the New Testament. So what you do with it is the exact opposite in the name of it, and then smirk and snort and huff demons because you're a demonologist verbatim. And that's the big secret. They know about the spooks, same as always, and they like the occult, and keep your trap shut about like-minded. The most national of religions we have these days is keep your trap shut about demons. Or is it ghosts? No, it's demons. It's not aliens, it's not ghosts. It's demons, local spooks. And they hybrid cool with them for way too long, which is why some of us the whole entire time just assure you it's the same old. They try to float and and that must prove anything. I mean, like, you're just, why bother? That's all they're doing is hiding that, and then they swear like that's more important than a country or what. I mean, so God's gonna remind them one way or another, you're definitely wrong. So you're gonna get smoked because it's a measuring contest with the Most High, let alone whatever the truth is. The phone is good. Don't talk about scam. We swear we're not possessed. They're all possessed. I'm just spoiler alert. That's just like they like force people to do it just to like, and the phone is good. You listen to the phone. We decide what you got to do and what life content you think about them. They're just fixing to get smoked verbatim. All right.